which is Alessia, and that's just one. Alessia, you are more than welcome to share your screen at any time.
Yes, thanks, Karen. Just a second.
Alessia Calafiore, in the meantime, is a postdoc research associate in the Department of Geography, and she is working in the Geographical Data Science Lab. There you are.
Okay, cool. Okay, so yeah, first of all, I want to thank everyone who was involved in organizing this, starting from Karen, Kate, who invited me. In this very brief talk, I just going to talk a bit about how I ended up working in geographic data science, give a bit of an overview of the kind of work I've been doing as a researcher in geographic data science, and then just say a few words of about on why I really believe that diversity in the data science community is critical. So yeah, so I'm as Nkarni already introducing me said, I'm currently a postdoctoral research associate in geographic data science at the Geographic Data Science Lab at the University of Liverpool. Although I have a markedly interdisciplinary background, I started with a bachelor in political science, then got a master in statistics, and I got into a PhD program in geoinformatics at the Department of Computer Science. During my PhD, I've been working on with a group of developers on a web-based mapping application. The picture that you see on the top left is a screenshot of this application, and the points that you see mapped are have been collected by students in local high schools in Torino, in Italy, and represent places that they care about, and they also share their thoughts and feelings about these places, but also plans on how to improve these places. All this information have been then analyzed and summarized into a report for the local authority who actually commissioned this work, and in order to inform urban policies to targeting youth in the city. So this was essentially, well, this was one of the projects I've been involved during my PhD. Now, since I joined the Geographic Data Science Lab, I just present just a couple of projects I've been involved. One aimed at developing a geographic data science framework to analyze human dynamics in cities, starting from movement data that we got from Foursquare, which is again another web-based application, and we managed from those movements to delineate boundaries in cities and then characterize these areas, both looking at the physical structure of the city, but also looking at people behaviors. And then just a quick reference to a project that I've just started in collaboration with Liverpool City Region and some colleagues in planning, which will investigate the role of active travel to help cutting emissions in Liverpool City Region. So the map that you can see is just the very first results of an accessibility study of Liverpool City Region, looking at how many services are accessible to citizens within a 20 minutes walk, because this work is also around the idea of a 20-minute city. And to conclude, just want to add a few words advertising, let's say, the work of other women in data science that I think are doing a great job in the field, tackling one of the more, well, One, in my view, of the more relevant problems in data science, which is bias, dealing with biases. And biases can be a part of the data, can be part of the methods that we use. And the problem is that the results of our studies, if we don't recognize bias, will be reproducing biases, this existing biases. And then, since this kind of evidence are now more and more employed by to inform decision making, we really risk to have a very bad impact in the way we progress as a society. So these two books that have been quite recently published are very important in my view, both because they give a bit of some guideline to the data science community on how to tackle bias while practicing data science, but also showcase several examples of what have been the consequences of not tackling data bias from a gender perspective specifically so far. What has been the consequences in terms of decision making in several fields. So these, I think, are really important work, and they comes from from women in data science. I'm not saying that necessarily need to be the case. So men are very welcome to tackle this kind of problem. But I strongly believe that a more diverse community in data science, both in terms of, either in terms of gender and ethnicity and class, can really help stimulate a discussion around how to deal with biases in data science. So yeah, that's it from me. Thanks for listening.